Hello and welcome to today's video, which will be about the Nazca geoglyphs. Please make yourself comfortable and don't forget to support us by liking and subscribing. We would also appreciate it if you share your thoughts down in the comments. Have you heard about the Nazca geoglyphs? If not, you're probably wondering what they actually are. The Nazca geoglyphs are enormous images located in Peru, in the Nazca Desert. These images are etched several centimeters deep into the ground. But before we delve into this mysterious discovery, let's take a look at the Nazca culture that thrived in the area. Nazca was an ancient culture that inhabited the coastal region of southern Peru from the 1st century AD. These people constituted an advanced civilization with a complex social and religious system. Their culture became known not only for the geoglyphs, but also for their advanced knowledge in irrigation, ceramics, and textile art. The Nazca culture was relatively short-lived and declined around the 7th century AD, likely due to environmental or societal changes, although the exact cause of their downfall remains a subject of debate among historians and archaeologists. However, what we know for sure is that the geoglyphs we are discussing today were created between the 1st and 7th centuries. Most geoglyphs were carved into the desert plains surrounding the city of Nazca. Their creation was a complex process involving the removal of rocky surface material from the Earth's surface, revealing a dark substrate, thereby creating contrasting images visible only from above. One unanswered question, however, is what tools were used to create these images. Some theories suggest that the Nazca people may have used simple tools such as stone implements or wooden picks to remove rocky surface material to reveal the dark substrate beneath it. Other theories suggest the use of more sophisticated tools, such as wooden chisels or shovels, which could allow for more precise creation of detailed patterns. As for technique, it's possible that geoglyph creators used geometric patterns or simple measuring tools to maintain correct proportions and shapes of the patterns. In some cases, they may have also utilized rope systems or strings to maintain straight lines and precise alignment. But why would the inhabitants of Nazca create something like this in the first place? There are several possible theories proposed by scientists. One of the most widespread theories is that the geoglyphs were part of religious rituals and ceremonies. Some scientists argue that the images were created to serve as a communication between the spiritual and our world, or as a form of offering to the gods. Others believe that some geoglyphs could have served as astronomical calendars or time measurements. Some images are oriented to coincide with solar or lunar cycles, which could indicate their role in tracking astronomical phenomena and determining the period of the year or other time units. Another theory is that the geoglyphs could have served as symbolic representations of Nazca people's cosmological beliefs and mythology. Some depictions of animals or geometric shapes could have deeper meanings within their culture and social values, possibly representing their relationship with nature or their views of the universe. Another possibility is that geoglyphs could have served practical purposes, such as landmarks for traveling through the desert or as water sources, as some of these patterns are associated with irrigation systems. And finally, there is a group of scientists who believe that the creation of geoglyphs could have been a social act aimed at strengthening social bonds and culture within the community. Creating these monumental figures could have been a way to express solidarity among community members. The most commonly created geoglyphs fall into 4 main groups by type. Among the most common are geometric shapes, such as lines, triangles, squares, and so on. Such simple forms are found throughout the Nazca area and are often associated with more complex patterns. One of the most remarkable types of geoglyphs is animal images, including condors, monkeys, spiders, whales, and others. These animals may be depicted with varying degrees of detail and are often large and well-defined. In addition to animals, plant images, such as trees and flowers, also appear in geoglyphs. These images are less common than animals, but are also present in some geoglyphs. The last type includes geoglyphs containing images of human figures. which can be either abstract or realistic. Some of these figures may have anthropomorphic or supernatural characteristics and may be associated with religious or cult practices. But how large are these images since they are only visible from above? The largest geoglyphs in Nazca typically reach sizes of several tens to hundreds of meters. Their exact dimensions vary depending on the specific pattern. One of the largest geoglyphs in Nazca is the condor image, with a wingspan of approximately 135 meters. Other very large images include the spider image, which is 46 meters long, and the hummingbird image, approximately 66 meters in size. The geoglyphs in Nazca are not deeply carved into the desert. Instead, they are created by removing surface rocks and gravel material covering the desert terrain, revealing a darker substrate, thereby creating contrasting images. The depth of carving is usually not significant and ranges from a few centimeters to several tens of centimeters, depending on the specific geoglyph and surface conditions of the site. Typically, however, it's between 10 and 30 centimeters. Surely you're wondering how they have survived to this day since they are not deeply carved. However, several factors contribute to this mystery. The most significant is their location. The areas where the geoglyphs are located are characterized by a very dry climate with minimal rainfall. These conditions minimize the risk of damage to the geoglyphs by weather conditions. Geoglyphs also tend to be resistant to erosion because removing rocks and gravel from the surface usually means that the underlying rocks are harder or more resistant to damage. Another factor is that the areas where the geoglyphs are located have been relatively unaffected by modern development and human activity. This means they were less exposed to damage or destruction due to construction activities or other human interventions. Currently, the geoglyphs are protected as part of UNESCO's World Cultural Heritage. This provides additional protection and support for their preservation and care. Now that we have plenty of information about what geoglyphs are and how they were created, it's time to look at the research associated with these patterns. Geoglyphs in Nazca were discovered in modern times in the 20th century. The first to report on them were Peruvian archaeologists Toribio Mejia Chespe and Julio C. Tello in 1927. However, their existence was not widely known until the following years. In 1939, when American engineer Paul Kosok aerially surveyed the area, their remarkable diversity and ability to be recognized only from the air were discovered. Kosok also introduced the theory that some of the geoglyphs could serve as astronomical calendars. His work helped attract the attention of the world to this mysterious site. In the 1940s and 1950s, other scientists, such as Maria Reiche, conducted further research and mapping of the geoglyphs, contributing to a better understanding of their extent and complexity. Since then, the Nazca geoglyphs have been the subject of intensive research and interest from archaeologists, scientists, and tourists from around the world. Their discovery and subsequent study have made a significant contribution to understanding the ancient Nazca culture and their art. And what about today? What significance have Nazca geoglyphs brought to archaeology and history? The primary contribution is undoubtedly that they represent unique art and cultural heritage of the Nazca people. Studying and understanding them allows us to gain deeper insight into the society, values, and cultural context of this ancient civilization. Geoglyphs also contribute to understanding the religious and cosmological beliefs of the Nazca people, as well as innovations in engineering and mathematics. Geoglyphs attract thousands of tourists and researchers from around the world, contributing to the region's economy and raising awareness of this cultural landmark. Studying geoglyphs also has significant educational value, as it helps us better understand the history and development of human civilization. Overall, the geoglyphs in Nazca represent an important historical and cultural heritage that helps us better understand the past and the richness of human creativity and innovation. What do you think about the Nazca discovery? Have you visited this place? Share your experience in the comments. Thank you for watching this video until the end, and see you in the next one.